Today's topic is in the category of money. How to use Excel to balance your checking. In today's paperless age of Venmo and Zelle, you might think that checkbooks are out the window, but as long as there are checking accounts, checkbooks and check registers are here to stay. So, it's a must that you keep track of your checking. After all, it is where your real liquid money lives, real money that goes in, and real money that goes out. But to keep track, you don't have to succumb to using that physical check register, which is really a cumbersome and archaic practice. Here, I am going to show you the power of Excel to act as your paperless, digital, and automatic check register. Excel is a product of Microsoft, so Excel works best when it is run natively from a Windows machine. With that disclaimer out of the way, let us launch Excel. A quick summary here of basic terminologies. This is a spreadsheet. Vertically, where it says A, B, C, and D, these are called columns. Horizontally, we see 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are called rows. All around you see grid lines or boxes. Each box is called a cell. Each cell is identified by its position in the column and row. For example, this first one here would be A1. With that out of the way, let's get started. First, let's take a look at a physical check register for reference. Up here we have the column headers, and we can copy most of that onto our spreadsheet. Cell A1 we can call check number. Next is the date. Third one is description. Now the next two cells have to do with the amount of money, either incoming or outgoing, in other words, credit or deposit, and debit or withdrawal. Let's label those columns credit and debit. And then on the last cell, F1, we have our balance. Now the first thing that we need is to set a beginning balance, which is the amount that we will be adding to or subtracting from. Let's start with $100. Let's say that on Christmas Day, a friend sent you $500 via Venmo. Let's enter that. Date is 12/25. Description, type Venmo from friend. Now the $500 is money to you, so it will be a deposit or a credit. Let's enter 500 under credit. Now here is where the Excel magic begins. If we look back at our physical check register, you would need to manually and mentally add those amounts or use a calculator if necessary, then handwrite in the new balance. Let's see what Excel can do. In cell F3 under balance, we will enter a formula. Here we go. On your keyboard, press the equal sign, then click on the beginning balance above, F2, then press the plus sign on your keyboard, then click cell D3 where 500 is, then press the minus sign, and click cell E3. Essentially, we are subtracting any debit amount there. Then hit enter and see what happens. Now we have a new balance of $600, which is correct. We have $500 more now on top of $100, so we have a total of $600. As you can see, the cell where $600 is, F3, has a formula, not a fixed number. So what we are going to do now is copy that formula down the F column like this. Click 600 or F3, hold down your mouse to highlight more cells underneath, and while highlighted, go to your keyboard and press the Control key, hold it down, and while holding it down, press D. This is called the fill down command. Let's see what happens. We see 600 fill in on each cell all the way down, which is what we want. Now here is where we get to see some automated magic. Let's say that on December 28th, you had to mail in a check for your water payment for $115. The check number is 1001. Let's enter that. We'll enter 115 under debit and see what happens. The new balance is $485, which was automatically calculated thanks to the formula. No need to think and type it in. Let's enter a third transaction. This time, your direct deposit of $3,000 on New Year's Eve. Now we're getting the hang of it. If you look at it though, our spreadsheet doesn't look very pretty. Now that you've mastered the cells and columns and formulas, you can play around with the format feature, which can be found up here. We're going to format the money amounts to currency. For the date format, I like to display the year. Let's resize the columns and rows to fit. I like to see solid grid lines. Let's make the column headers and the check number centered. We can add some colors. And there you have it. As you go down the rows and enter more transactions, just remember that all you have to do is extend the formula by highlighting down and doing a Ctrl-D for fill down. That's it. Now you can balance your checking without any pen or paper or manual calculations. Good job!